Hi guys, my name is Dave and I'm the CEO and founder of CodeScreen. So the purpose of this video is to walk you through the process of creating a custom assessment in CodeScreen. So the screen you're looking at now is just a sample demo account in CodeScreen. And the first thing I'm going to do is go over to the Add New Assessment link on the top right. And then I'm going to choose the custom option in the assessment type. And then I'm going to add the title of the assessment. So here I can put in backend developer. And then I can enter in the assessment description. So there's two choices here. Either you can enter it directly in this text box, and this supports full markdown, etc. Or you can upload a PDF file. So let's say you're currently using a take-home test and you're sending it to candidates like with a PDF file, then you can upload that PDF file in here and we'll use that as the description. But I will add my description inside here. So I can just say backend developer assessment, and then another paragraph just saying, let's say task details, and the task of this assessment is to, cool. And then the next step is to choose the languages / frameworks that you want to allow the candidate to write their solution in. So usually you'll just have one option. Let's say for backend you could choose any of these like Java, Kotlin, Node.js, etc. And then for front end we have all the most popular front end frameworks, and then some options for a full stack and DevOps. But if your assessment is available for the candidate to write the solution in more than one language, that option is here as well, and you can just tick the options in here. But for the purpose of this demo, I'll just choose the Java Maven option here. And then you can set the required number of passing unit tests, and this just refers to the automated grading feature that CodeScreen provides, in that if you set, let's say, this value to 5, then CodeScreen will mark this candidate as having passed this assessment if the candidate's solution passes at least 5 unit tests that are inside the candidate's assessment. And I'll show you a little later how to add these unit tests. But yeah, this is where you set the required number of passing unit tests, and you can also update this as well after you create the assessment. So, a lot of times you might not know at this point what this value should be, so you can leave it blank and then continue on. Then you can time box the assessment by setting a deadline and time limit. Just depends on what you think is best. Then there's some options here around anonymizing candidates and explanation video required, but I will just create this now. Cool, so what CodeScreen does now, it will generate a private GitHub repository in our account for the language option that you chose. So in this case, there's only one repo that will be generated, and that's for the Java Maven option. And this pop-up will show up, and we'll just say, yeah, we're currently generating the repos. We'll take no more than 30 seconds for it to complete. So once the repos have been created, you will be sent an email, and that email will contain a link to the GitHub repo. And it will be private, as I said, and as part of the onboarding process of signing up to CodeScreen, you can enter your GitHub username to your account, and we will automatically then grant you access to the template repo once you try to access it from CodeScreen. So if I just refresh this page now, this should be ready. Cool, so I can come into the backend developer assessment in here. I can then click review assessment, and then click on the languages section, see repos. And that will then display this pop-up where it will give you the link to the repo and a link to the user guide section dedicated to custom Java assessments. So if I click this repo link, That will bring me in here. I will accept my invite. And this repo will then contain, first of all, in the README will contain your company name. It will contain the name of the assessment. Your logo will be displayed here, and then down below will contain the description from what you added when creating the assessment. And this repo will then contain, like if in this case it's Java with the Maven build tool, so it will contain a skeleton Maven project. So standard structure, and this is the same for all of our languages. So if you were to create, let's say, custom assessment in Python, there will be a standard Python project structure in here instead. And if I click into the source, we have just a little template set up. So like there is like a foo class in here, and then in the test folder there are two tests, like food test and foo hidden test. Cool. In terms of hidden tests, so hidden tests are unit tests that are not visible to the candidate. So for the case of Java, and this is all detailed in the like dedicated doc for each of our languages. But for Java, any test file that ends with hidden test won't be shown to the candidate, but it will be included in the final analysis that we run to generate the score for the candidate. Cool. And yeah, as I say, so this is just for display purposes. I mean, you can remove this once you add the details of your assessment. But yeah, so it just has a test bar one method in a food test class, and that just calls this food.bar method inside this class here. Cool, but as I say, this is only for display purposes, really. So the main point of this is just to give you some scaffolding in place, so you know, yeah, you have some structure as to what you then can add to the assessment. But for like once this is here, you can just clone this repo down. You can add your assessment details. One thing to note about these template repos for custom assessments is that they are never visible to the candidate, nor are the commits inside the repo visible to the candidate, which means that you can iterate over time with like adding, commits with meaningful commit messages, etc. But let me just jump into the docs then. So if I click this link on the docs, it will bring you over to our user guide and the dedicated creating custom Java assessments page. And by the way, this is also the user guide is also accessible. If you click on the top right here and you click user guide, that will bring you over to the top level user guide and all the subsections on the left hand side here. Cool. So in terms of setting up the unit tests, and the top here just gives an overview of what I just showed, but the section here is just around how to set up the automated unit tests, and there's only one requirement really in that you just must use the JUnit test framework for this for Java, and yeah, we integrate with GitHub Actions as well, and we provide the GitHub Action file that we use to run the unit test. So again, this is just here to give you some overview of what you can do with the custom assessment. And we have an example down here, a Java CodeScreen Fibonacci, which is just standard Fibonacci example, with showing how the unit tests are set up, etc. Cool. And then so once you've pushed your changes and you're happy with your assessment, then you can start sending your assessment to candidates. So yeah, I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, just reach out on our Intercom live chat or directly at dave@codescreen.com. And yeah, thanks for watching and have a great day.